Hello everyone, this is ZeroRaptor coming at you with another tea review, again from Top of the Morning by JackSepticEye. Today I'm going to be reviewing Mango Monsoon. Now typically for a black tea, the minimum is 3 minutes, so it's like 3 to 5 minutes for a brew. And according to the instructions, it says 4 to 5 minutes, which is it's a little concerning because even at the 3 minute mark, the black teas can typically get very astringent at that point. So instructing people to brew it for 4 to 5 minutes, that doesn't instill much confidence. I mean, Sean is clearly more towards coffee than tea, but I mean, at least with tea, is like there's specific brewing time that you're supposed to do in accordance to each type of tea, because otherwise you can mess up a cup of tea, because there is a chemistry to this more so than coffee. But yeah, this one has a calendula, osmanthus petals, and then natural flavor. So not a lot of ingredients, but sometimes, a little goes a long way. So yeah, I've already got a cold brew here. Typically my cold brews I do 30 minutes at room temperature, and then I pop it into the fridge for a good 8 hours at least. So let's take a look at the packaging. It's still in the bag. And then we still got the Top of the Morning branding on here. So, okay. It is a monsoon of fruit, and it does hit you in the face with that mango. Oh, okay. So, Sean introduced this shortly after removing the orange blossom from his store, so I figured this was like him replacing the orange blossom with mango instead. So again, we have the mesh tea bags. I know a lot of people are iffy about the mesh tea bags because it doesn't feel like it would compost as well as your traditional, like more papery tea bags, which I kind of feel the same way. But they're saying, a lot of tea companies are saying like, oh, the mesh is just as good as the paper ones and they're just as biodegradable. I mean, supposedly it's made out of seaweed, so that what makes them biodegradable. I don't know about that, but I'm going to not follow the instructions and do a 3 minute, because when it comes to black tea, you do not want to brew this for too long unless you just want to bounce off the walls like you would with any like caffeinated coffee. So I'm gonna put on my timer for 3 minutes, not a minute more, and then we'll come back and see how the results are. It's already brewing very well. You can already see like the mango coloring coming through. It's kind of looking similar to the cold brew. So yeah, we'll leave that for a good 3 minutes.
A few moments later.
Okay, it's been a good 3 minutes, so I'm gonna take my little tea bag out. It's got some good color that's typical of black teas. And I am a big connoisseur of black teas. So we'll see how this goes. Mango Monsoon. Let's see if it's better than the orange blossom that came before it. That's hot. I should have waited for a bit, but I mean the flavor profile by itself, you get the you actually get the mango in here, and it's not astringent. I mean, I did brew it for like 3 minutes compared to the recommended 4 to 5 minutes. So 3 minutes is like perfect. I don't know. I think they probably need to rethink the brewing instructions for it, but it should be 3 to 5 minutes. 5 being like it's gonna be super bitter at that point. But yeah, at the 3 minute mark, it's got a nice scent to it. Getting that mango. So let's see if the sugar does anything. Cause sugar, you don't want to put too much, but sugar helps bring out the flavor of tea, because like if you drink it on its own, like you get the pure like the pure leaves, but then you're not getting all the other flavors, and the sugar actually helps enhance the other flavors to that. So let's put a little sugar in. Oh yeah, you're getting way more of the mango once you add sugar. Maybe didn't know. I like my teas very sugary because I like tasting all the different ingredients. I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, I like mine straight up like black coffee, and it's like, to each their own. But I like myself a sugary sweet tea, not too sweet. Like I'm not into like putting like half a jar of sugar into it, but like maybe a couple teaspoons is usually like my go-to. Oh yeah, yeah. That was probably like half a teaspoon of sugar. All right, let's try it with the milk. Ooh, that looks good. Again, you don't have to use cow's milk. You can use soy milk. I don't really have space for soy milk these days because I eat a lot of cereal, so cow's milk is usually my go-to. Sorry to all the vegans out there. Yeah, here we go with some milk. Oh. Yeah, that's actually very nice with the milk, because usually, so the sugar helps you taste the other ingredients, and then the milk helps mellow out the flavor. So like I said, tea is a chemistry. It's a lot of balancing between sugar and milk if you want to get like the right flavor profile for your particular cup of tea. Because no two cup of teas are the same. Even if you go to like Starbucks or any other tea place, that like they do try to keep it consistent, but like every person who makes tea in any establishment is gonna have like slight variations. So it's really all up to the individual preference how much like you want to balance out the sugar and the milk in your particular cup of tea. So milk and sugar, very good for Mango Monsoon. Already a proper successor to the disappointment that was the Orange Blossom. And now let's try the cold brew variation. Like typically for the cold brew, when it comes to black teas, it's not as good because like cold brew is really geared towards more herbal, but you can do it with black teas if you want. Yeah, the color profile is pretty similar to the hot brew. It's just that when you're doing cold brew, like the flavor and the color and everything is just more mellowed out compared to if you do a traditional hot brew. So yeah, let's try the cold brew. Yeah, the mango comes out a lot better in the cold brew, but I feel like even as a hot brew, the mango and the black teas like really come together very well. So I would recommend hot brew and cold brew for the Mango Monsoon. Already superior to the Orange Blossom. That was a big disappointment. So for this, I would have to put it at a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for this black tea. I mean, black tea is like, you really have to try very hard to screw up black tea, which the Orange Blossom kind of did, but yeah, they just had too many ingredients in the Orange Blossom, and they were all fighting for attention. So it didn't matter how much sugar or milk you put into it. It was just like all over the place, and it didn't really give you a good cup of tea. But this is already superior to the Orange Blossom. So yeah, 4 out of 5. That is my personal score. I know everyone has their own personal preference, but for me, like, I like this way better than the Orange Blossom that came before it. So yeah, that is my review of the Top of the Morning by JackSepticEye's Mango Monsoon Black Tea. Recommend it. I still prefer Adagio when it comes to my brand of teas, but I mean, Top of the Morning is not bad. They're getting there. I mean, again, it's more geared towards coffees, but the teas are not bad. Aside from the Orange Blossom, that was bad. And the Irish Breakfast, that was so disappointing. Because Adagio has an Irish breakfast that's just like straight up delicious. Like I can have that straight up out of the can and without the sugar or milk, and it's just good. And then to taste the Top of the Morning version of the Irish breakfast, and it was like, oh man, I don't know if it was the source of the tea leaves or the way it was prepared, but I was not a fan of the Irish breakfast. I don't know, maybe I'll try the newer versions because apparently Jacksepticeye did another rebranding of the teas because they come in pouches now, so there's no more boxes. Is the end of the box era. This is the last one from the box era, and then from here on out it's all pouches. Which again, a lot of tea companies are doing that too, just like because pouches take up less space compared to boxes or canisters. And a lot of tea connoisseurs like myself, we already have refillable tea tins anyway, so having pouches like, oh, we just pop it in there and just toss the pouch. Whereas the boxes, like, I mean, they already have it in a pouch in here anyway, so it's just that you're dealing with less packaging. So, yeah, that is my final review for the boxed teas. From here on out, I'll be reviewing the new pouch teas, which there is only one. There's a vanilla chai that's part of the new uh, pouch era of the top of the morning teas. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll give the orange blossom and the Irish breakfast another try, but I don't know, I was already pretty disappointed by that. So anyways, that'll be all for now. Until next time, this is ZeroRaptor signing off. Laters.